Hi everyone, welcome to Must Read Monday. My name is Dabney. I'm the young adult librarian with the Twin Lakes Libraries, and I use they, them pronouns. So the book selection I'm pulling from today are actually authors who I'm going to get a chance to meet and listen to at a library conference I'm going to. So by the time you view this video, the conference will be over and I will hopefully be on my way home. But anyways, I'm extremely excited about this conference and getting to meet some authors I really look up to. And so, because I'm a huge book nerd and kind of like still have that I don't know, straight A mentality from high school, I'm like, okay, I have to read every single book that I possibly can by these people. So like when I meet them, like I can make that connection between like, okay, they wrote this book. You know, it's a little over the top, but that's kind of how I am. So we're going to get started with the books. It's a great selection. I'm really excited. First up, we have a graphic novel, Demon in the Wood by Leigh Bardugo and Dani Pendergast. And so they're both going to be there, writer and artist. So I think that's great. If you haven't read or watched Shadow and Bone, like you should, because the main character is the Darkling before he was the Darkling. And this is a short story that's been out for a while, but now it is now in graphic novel format, and I really like it. I love the art style. The story's really good, and it's like a good insight into the character. And of course, Leigh Bardugo has written a lot of other books. I've read most of them, so lots of hype. Okay, this one was a lot. It's Dig by A.S. King, who has written a lot of books, and I had never actually read any of them. So I was like, this one has gotten a lot of really great reviews, and maybe the most well-known. So I was like, this is the one I'm going to start with. Whew, mind blown. I listened to the audiobook, and it is the story of, I'm like, how many? Yeah, it's five cousins, and you get like all their points of view as well as some other character points of view, and at first you're just like, what is happening? For a while, at least for me, I was like, I just don't get it, what's going on? And then it all kind of started coming together. You start making those connections with the characters, and so it's kind of getting into their lives and their trauma, what they're going through. Like the family is very extremely messed up. Every character in this book has suffered a lot. They're all very messed up. They all need some therapy. a lot of therapy, and it really gets into a lot of pretty intense issues, but I think it's really amazing, just kind of be aware, use some judgment if you think like any of the topics would upset you, but yeah, it was great, and it does have a lot to do with potatoes, funnily enough. Okay, one I just finished is One for All by Lillie Lainoff, and this is part of, I don't know if it's part of the series, but there's like been a lot of YA books coming out recently that are kind of reinterpreting like the canon, like classic books, and putting like a different spin on it. So this one, of course, you've got the Three Musketeers, but this is the Three Musketeers? Anyways, this is the Four Musketeers, who are all women, and the main character also has like, she doesn't, like, they don't ever say exactly what, they don't have like the wordings for like what she's going through. She's just like a sick girl, but she has like these spells of like dizziness, like, that just makes it hard for her, and like a lot of pain and stuff. But despite all that, she learns to fence from her father and ends up going to Paris to this school for what she thinks is like ladies, but ends up being kind of like a secret training ground for like female musketeers. And it is really good, really great characters. Love it. Okay. And Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. I have read the first 3 books, and then I think the 4th book came out, and I was like, I've kind of forgotten a lot that happened in books 1 through 3, so I need to go back and reread them, which thankfully they are on Libby, so I've got the first one checked out. I'm just going to go through it and finish up this series because I love it. It's really good. It's definitely very epic in scope, but it's about, I just looked up how to pronounce the name and now I've already forgotten. Leigh, who is a slave. Elias is a soldier. Neither is free, and they're a part of this very not great empire that's like basically, we're going to move in and take over and enslave everyone, and it's a lot going on. So, the two of them kind of end up in each other's orbits. There's like rebellion plots. There's so much happening. There's lots of action and intrigue and romance. It's very good. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Okay, then let's see. Moving on. Kind of doing some. I have read, haven't read. So Ray Stoeve is going to be there as well. So I've read Between Perfect and Real, which I loved so much. So the main character is a trans guy, and it's kind of about him, realizing this about himself, coming and eventually like coming out to people, and then he gets cast in. Man, I read this and now I'm like, what even happened? But then he ends up being in this play Romeo and Juliet at school. And anyways, it's just a lot of about him coming out, his relationships with his family, new people he meets. I thought it was just really, really powerful. I loved it a lot. Even though I'm like struggling to remember things, it was still one of my favorite books I read last year. So, and then the author also has a new book, which I am planning to read, Arden Gray. Hopefully I can read this before the conference, so we'll see. This is on my to-read list. Moving along, Aiden Thomas wrote Cemetery Boys, which I've talked about many times. It's amazing, so good. And so Aiden has a new book out, The Sunbearer Trials, which I adore this cover. It's gorgeous. There's a map. I am really looking forward to reading this one. So, and sorry, we're moving kind of quickly because the video timing out. And then, okay, moving on to some authors I haven't read yet, but I'm going to get to hopefully before the conference. But this one, Burn Down, Rise Up by Vincent Tirado. This is one I've really been looking forward to. And I just think there's like, it kind of gives me Stranger Things vibes. There's like mysterious stuff happening, so I'm very excited. Lamar Giles, Fake ID. So I feel really bad because I haven't read any of his books yet, and we have a lot of them in our collection, and I've just been meaning to, and then always the TBR stack is always there. But this one, get into it. I think it sounds great. Okay. The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie Oh, and this is one of the most beautiful covers ever. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to read this one. I say that for all of them, but it's very true. And then finally, What's Coming to Me by Francesca Padilla. This one, I'm like, oh my gosh. I was reading about the summary. You can read the summary yourself, but also amazing. And then there's a couple other books as well that I have checked out on Hoopla, so I'll just throw them in the list for you all. Well, let me see if I can just pull it up really fast, because I do listen to a lot of audiobooks. I love audiobooks. But here's one, A Breath Too Late by Rocky Callan. I have a list going. The other one that's also on Hoopla, I haven't checked it out yet. If These Wings Could Fly by Kiri McCauley. And then I have an advanced reader's copy audiobook of Jazz Hammond's We Deserve Monuments, which is coming out, I think, later this month, so we'll be getting that to the collection. So many books, so little time. Can I get to them all? We'll see. Also, like a PSA, if you are voting age, Tuesday is voting day. So, if you haven't early voted, please come out and vote. Okay, I hope you all have an excellent week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.